welcome to Divine Sacred Tarot. Today is the kind of aftermath of the full moon energies, but we're still obviously going through it as a collective. And there is just major upheavals. You're probably up in the middle of the night. You're probably going through some ascension symptoms in various ways. You could have trouble, um, with diarrhea or constipation, but it also could mean a lot of stomach issues. So if you've had a lot of issues around the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the stomach region. You might be finding that you're eating a lot more carbs lately, depending upon obviously where you are in the cycle. But also, what I'm feeling is there is a lot of energy that is kind of leeching onto the feminines, and the feminines are trying to get rid of. Like they're trying to protect their own energy, but it just seems as if there's just so much going on with a full moon. So you could have restless sleep. You could be up in the middle of the night going, why can't I sleep? But then this is where the epiphanies and the thoughts are happening. For some of you who are in communication with your masculines, you could deepen this connection and communication telepathically. But what I'm also getting is there is this resistance from the both of you. You're going to be communicating telepathically because you're going to want to clear some of the air. You're going to want to clear some of the burdens that you've been holding on to, feminines, or the lack mentality. I'm feeling as if there is some sort of lack mentality. There is some sort of I should be here by now type of energy. But there is other females who are feminines who are really diving into a new beginning, a new sense of adventure. They are coming to their own, but there doesn't seem to be there seems to be a lot of questions around your masculine. Like you seem to be more content in your life, even if you don't know what's coming. That the level of faith has increased, especially following from yesterday's reading. But what I'm seeing is with these ascension symptoms that you're experiencing, you could have some third eye chakra blaring out. You are being asked to tap into your soul family, and whether that are your angels, your ancestors, your guides, or your physical team. As humans, we do need that little bit of a crutch rather than being dependent on others, or others be dependent on others, on ourselves, even. What I'm seeing is you're asking for you to be open to receiving blessings, receiving support in really coming towards your own level of peace, tranquility, harmony. There's a lot going on in the world, and some of these energies seem to attract the feminines because the feminines are generally high vibing and pure light, love, spirit. But what I'm seeing also is the masculines are delving into some sort of distraction energy. They are also showing some level of patience, peace, perseverance. So there is this kind of like duality happening between the feminines. There's almost like they flipped roles where masculines are kind of quietening their time, going into reflection, purposeful reflection. And then also I'm getting that the feminines are busy doing, but also they're having to understand that this busy doing doesn't necessarily mean that they're not being aware, they're not being conscious about what's going on in their aura. So I've been shuffling this whole time, but what I keep getting is no cards coming out apart from the first three. So I'm being called to continue to lay out a few cards and just go through the energy at the moment. I'm seeing that there is this imbalance. Feminines, like I said, there's a lot of energy to try and go through. So if you're finding this is confusing, this may not be the reading for you. If you're kind of flowing with a confusion and what I'm trying to say, well done. Sometimes I don't even know the words that come out of my mouth and what source wants me to channel. Like that's pretty much it, right? Um I'm feeling the restless energy of the feminines. I'm feeling the up and down. I'm feeling the stress, but also that isn't really what's happening. Like Generally speaking, you are in a happy place. Yes, you do wish your divine masculine to share these things with you, but what I'm seeing is you genuinely are content with the decisions that you're making and the moves that you're making. Some of you have actually moved. Like myself, I've just been going through a move and I still haven't unpacked yet. And there's quite heavy energies from the full moon. But Spirit is asking me to open up and share what's going on with a collective. Whereas the masculines are now going into deeper inner reflection. They're trying to expand their light with source, but also they know that they need to do that in order to reach you, to get closer to you, feminines. So the masculines are really in this hermit four of swords energy. I was going to say wands for some reason. That's so funny. But they're in the hermit four of swords energy, quiet contemplation, perseverance, nine of wands energy. But also like it's almost like they're trying to take healthy distractions, whereas the feminines are almost taking the toxic masculinity, unhealthy distractions, if that makes sense. Take it as it resonates, leave the rest. Split the deck, we've got the unease card. This is from the Three Trees Tarot, which I absolutely adore. But there are a few cards that aren't in the major arcana, but they are represented by the major arcana. The unease card is anxiety, fears, jitters. It's almost like you're not feeling anxiety, fear, or jitters, feminines. Some of you blatantly are. But those of you who aren't and you genuinely feel happier and content, you're feeling everybody else's fears, jitters, and anxieties. And that is one of the energies that is majorly being transmuted by the full moon, by the supermoon. And remember, even before the full moon, 2 days before, 2 days after, there's still these remnants of energetic frequencies. So if you do want to do a cleansing ritual, if you do want to go into meditation or do specific yogic rituals, feel free to do that around this time. But feminines who are feeling major, major signs around the gut, around the stomach, like it's almost like this isn't mine. I know this isn't my like unease, dis-ease, but you're feeling the collective. You may even be feeling your masculines. And we've got the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So what we don't know is there is this huge shift in the collective, but also there is a lot of fear coming up, and as a consequence, you're kind of getting hit because there is a ripple effect of all the fear that's coming up. Now, you're doing your very best for those of you who are trying to transmute this energy and let this message be a very specific, clear sign to let you know that you are doing incredible. The fact that you're here and you're listening to these messages, you are honing into your own sense of love. You are putting yourself first, and you know how worthy you are because of all the lessons and all the situations and circumstances that you've gone through, feminines. But it also knows that love is here, that the spirit is going to give you clear messages about the love being here, and this is coming in quickly for you. These signs, these synchronicities, these messages. We've got the Two of Cups and the Chariot as I split the deck here. And what I'm seeing here is there are whispers between your soul and your counterpart's soul, your ancestors and their ancestors. Like all your team is converging and helping you all find these epiphanies, find these major, major levels of understanding for this new beginning. And it's almost as if you are taking things step by step, feminines, and you're not letting the whole scenario overwhelm you, Ten of Swords. But it also means that if you need to rest, please do rest. Like, don't be a hero. And then also give yourself a break. We are so critical of ourselves. Self-love is mainly about getting out of your head and not believing the lies that you've been telling yourself or that you've been told throughout your life. What are the lies that you are telling yourself? Because there is this sense of abundance energy around you, feminines. Anything you touch turns to gold. There is so much magic in your vicinity. And you are beginning to see this, feminines. You're being able to see evidence of this in the material world, but also it's almost as if you're almost in awe of everything, which means you are indifferent to everything too. Now, what I mean by that is with this Ace of Pentacles, like you almost are so humble in who you are and what you do that when you receive compliments, you're kind of astounded by them. You're not dismissive of them, but you're very, oh, okay, thanks. Like, that's really sweet. Thank you. It's almost as if you've got this sense of humility about all of your abundance. Like, I'm feeling this energy of the feminines just being really, really content where they are. It doesn't mean you don't want more things. It doesn't mean you don't have manifestations and visions that you want to accomplish, but you're not really caught up in the material sense of it all anymore. Like, even though earlier in the reading I said that some of you were caught between I should be here now, I should be there then. But the only thing is for the majority of the people that I'm actually reading for right now, is you've kind of moved past that energy. Let's pull an energetic card regarding this Ace of Pentacles. What do we need to know about this Ace of Pentacles, Spirit? Thank you, angels, guardians, ancestors, and spirit team, for allowing me to channel all the highest and best good. Please cover my listeners with the highest and best messages, with the energy that is meant for them, and allow them to leave the rest. These cards just don't want to come out today. As soon as I said that, visualize. Yeah, absolutely. You are a visualizing magician. You have so much soul love. Wow, Vesica Pisces, soul love, visualization. Number 17 could be relevant for some of you. What I'm seeing is there is this third eye chakra opening. You don't even believe how incredible you are, but some of you do. This is my point. There's so much disparity in the energies. And I'd mentioned it in yesterday's reading. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check that one out too. With this level of abundance, it's saying, I'm content with what I have. I'm so grateful for everything I have. I'm going to revel in the beauty of what is here now. But it doesn't mean I don't want more. It doesn't mean I won't appreciate more. It doesn't mean that I dismiss the connection. It means that I'm focusing on myself, on my abundance, internally, externally, superficially, spiritually, in every sense of the word. So keep visualizing what you desire, feminines, because it will come to you. And what else do we need to know about this Ace of Pentacles? We've got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there are two camps here. This yin and yang, light and dark energy. Some of you are really left out in the cold thinking, I haven't got married by this age. I haven't got kids by this age. I haven't got this house by this age. I never thought this would happen. And those are the doubts and the fears and insecurities that are coming up in the collective, which is very much throwing the ascended feminines off path. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. This is just awareness. You're going to know which camp you're in, and you're also going to know how much work you need to do to further your spiritual journey. But also remember, you have the power to control the choice. What is the choice that you're choosing? Which choices are you making to reach this higher level of ascension? So what is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now, feminines? The Six of Swords, movement. Sometimes movement is the best medicine, as they say, but also this gives this energy of, um, am I moving in the right direction? And like I said earlier, a lot of you are very content with what is going on, even if you don't know what the full picture is. You feminines really do revel in the bigger picture thinking, but right now you're not giving yourself the pressure to be this um all-seeing, all-knowing person. You're just almost like reveling in the being, having a soul experience in this human world, and allowing yourself to move forward when the time is right, because you're moving with intention rather than just reacting with anything. What don't we know about this energy? The Nine of Cups. Yeah, so it's so funny how the energies switch quite quickly. So even though there is movement forward, there is also this neglect that you're leaving something behind, but also this polar opposite. I'm sure I'm in the right place, even if I don't know what the exact purpose is right now. I don't need to know. I just need to be here, right now. And in this energy, you're cultivating the sense of abundance. You're actually content with what you have. As I said earlier, you have enough. You're finding the pleasures in the right here, right now. And the universe sees that this vibrational frequency is so expanded. So really your challenges is just conquering your mind, conquering the idle time. If you haven't done this already, if you haven't sat in stillness, no music, no distractions, nothing. If you haven't just sat there for like between 10 minutes and an hour, uh, do you really know yourself? Because a lot of things come up in that time where you sit there by yourself. A lot of things will come up. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves the grace to do that because we always think that we need to be racing forward. You know, that chariot card, we need to be moving forward. But feminines, I've said this in a previous reading, you've done enough. You are doing enough. Right now, you just need to pause in appreciation of where you are. What do we need to know about this current reality of appreciation? The Seven of Cups. You have so many options in front of you, and more options are coming. So really what I'm seeing is some of you are finding that there are many, many choices that you can make. And a lot of you others in this camp are kind of debilitated by indecision. It's almost like I've been to a restaurant. Has anybody been into a restaurant? Spirit's giving me this visualization of a book full of food. And then in the pages, you've got like 20 options. So I'm talking about having a menu where you have the options of a starter, there's three options. A main, there's possibly five options. And a dessert, you've probably got two options. Picking from a menu like that allows you to be decisive, but picking from a book, like literally having 6 pages of 20 options per page, it just takes you a little bit longer time to digest and understand. And so it's not saying you're debilitated, that you're stuck in the same position. What I'm saying is you still have those options. It just takes you a little while to process and pick which option that you choose. And I feel like both of these Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups cards is the fox looking forward. So this is the energy that I'm getting. Despite any challenges, despite any obstacles, despite all the optimism and a positivity that you have around you, feminines, you are forward thinking, you are looking forward, but you're not looking at the entirety because you know, I don't need to know it all. Yeah, I trust the divine. I know what I truly do desire, but I'm not going to get caught up in the finer details anymore. I'm not going to visualize every single detail. And some of you may find that this visualization is useful. Others of you are thinking, God's plan is greater. So why should I get in the way with those details? Because when I ask for things, they always come about better than expected. Like, say, for example, I know I'm a powerful manifestor. I never believed it, and I never would have said this on air. But I mean, there was just so many confirmations for me that I'm just like, I'm just gonna accept. I'm just gonna accept it. So I just need to be very, very careful with the thoughts, I think, and what energy I'm in, because I end up manifesting a lot. So basically, I was in my car broke down. But prior to that, I remember thinking all those things. Now, bearing in mind, I don't want my car to break down. It was quite a debacle. It was quite a um an experience. I'm able to look back on it now, but at the time it wasn't pleasant. I was stuck for hours and hours on the side of the road, and I just wasn't getting anywhere with the service, with the team. And I don't blame anyone. It's just, it was a very unique experience. But I remember days before looking at people on the side of the road, and going, oh, what a shame. Oh, I hope you're okay, and things like that. But I was like, oh, I hope I don't get caught in the side of the road or da 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 da. But it's those thoughts that end up manifesting. So the universe cannot distinguish between good or bad, right or wrong. What it does distinguish with is vibration. So if I can manifest myself being stuck at the side of the road, I can also manifest seeing the aurora lights from a plane. So back in May, if you're a UK resident, or even, Northern Hemisphere, you probably would have seen the Northern Lights around May. There was a lot of news coverage around it. The solar flares had erupted and expanded, and a lot of people in the UK, even in the Midlands, that's mid the UK, they saw the aurora, and I was so tired. I was so busy purging. I missed them. And funnily enough, I had been up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and I could have easily opened the blinds and seen them, but I didn't. So there was a reason for that, and I get that. But I had since May wanted to manifest seeing the Northern Lights in the UK. However, Spirit was like, well, you're not going to see them. You're not going to see them. You're not going to see them. I was flying home from France on a work trip and I just happened to be looking out the window. I was looking at the stars. I love stargazing. And all of a sudden there was wisps of color, and I was like, does that look like what? And eventually, obviously, the wisps of color became brighter and brighter, and I realized that God has gifted me not just the fact that I get to see the aurora, but in ways that I hadn't ever imagined. I hadn't even visualized me seeing it from that perspective. And that is what I'm trying to say to you. I'm getting emotional about this because I could never have dreamed about being in a plane and seeing the aurora as bright as it actually did through the majority of my journey. And I happened at that specific time on that specific airline in that specific route at that specific moment. And I was blown away with how blessed that manifestation had been because I wasn't caught up in it. What I'm saying here is you have a lot of options, feminines. You have a lot of opportunities. But if we start to visualize the finer details, and this is not criticizing manifestation coaches, but what I am saying is you're limiting your abundance because you're not being open to the possibility of how good it can get. And so it's good to visualize, but it's very, very, very important to be detached. And I think that that is one of the biggest challenges for us as humans, because sometimes, yeah, we do want it so bad, especially when it comes to twin flames and our relationship and our connection. But what I'm saying here is you have all of these options. You've got all of the opportunities and all of these pathways to connect with your masculine. Right now is not the right time. And if you are in communication and you're wondering, well, is this ever going to happen? I'm not sure. Well, that it's because it's not the right time now. So what we're seeing right now is the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is talking about looking at the possibility, being able to be open to the amount of opportunity, like as I said with the Seven of Cups, we've got a lot of cups energy. It is the flow of emotions that is kind of getting people caught up in their manifestations, which kind of blocks the frequency and for it to come into reality. So spirit is just saying, look, you are getting warned, you are getting um information about ways you can detach, the ways you can release, the ways you can invite these things in. What is it that we need to know about the connection between the feminines and the masculines? The Two of Swords. Yeah, there is this indecision of, will this person come in? Will they offer me everything that I've wanted? Are they my person? For some of you, you're really questioning this connection because of the lack of physical evidence. But what we're here to say, it's not the lack of that, it's the lack of that's tripping you up. What I'm seeing here is you can channel all of these energies between you and your masculines. You can telepathically communicate with your ascended masters and your team and also your masculine. So have a conversation about what's going on. What do you need to know? Maybe write it out in a journal. what healing is coming up for you, because there is a reason for blockages. And some of you might need to look back on 2022, 2023. What happened? What are the patterns there that needed to really expand in order for this twin flame connection to evolve? Um, Bear with me, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Some of you might be having throat chakra issues, but what we don't know right now is the Three of Pentacles. Like, you're constantly being giving these opportunities to create a new foundation, to start again. And starting again isn't a bad thing. It's like sometimes it can get frustrating to start again, but it's just asking you, well, how bad do you want it? What is the purpose of this energy being challenged in this way? What I'm seeing is you've kind of got yourself caught up in a web. Like, you end up creating, wanting to say for example, what I'm getting is somebody is trying to knit something and then they lo lose count of the actual number of stitches. And then all of a sudden you start kind of adding another thread, and then you lose count of another thread, and all of a sudden it just becomes this whole web of mess. Whereas what I'm seeing is it's okay to pull it apart and start again. It's okay to pull it apart and start again, because what you're doing is you're learning and you're learning and you're learning as you're going along. And that's what this indecision is causing you to do, feminines. If, for example, you're questioning who your masculine is, what your connection means, will you ever come together in this lifetime? Those are the areas. They're not the necessarily questions that you need answering. It's the deeper underlying reasons of why are those questions coming up, what comes up for you in those questions, and what areas do you need to detangle. What do we need to know from Spirit and Source? Two of Wands. Wow. So we've got the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. Those were in the earlier messages as the overall cards that came out. And now on the table, we've got the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. So we've got every single two here. If you're seeing 222, this is a major message. It's saying that even if you're caught up in indecision, the plan's there. You've made the plan. You've had the contract even before you landed in this earth plane. You don't need to worry about this. Divine's got you. And this is where I was saying earlier that the camp of those of you who trust the divine, those of you who are trusting this connection, you really are coming into this sense of peace, of settlement. You are trusting your tools, like in terms of meditation, in terms of expanding your divine feminine energy with other divine feminines. And remember, I'm actually, we do a community call every month in my membership. And so it's really, really good to come across like-minded individuals who know that, they're not alone in this journey, that they don't have to do it alone. And it's an opportunity for us to come together as a collective and share in a non-judgmental space. So the two cards that wanted to come out, actually three cards, is the healing, the authentic truth, and the alignment. And isn't it funny? We've got number 4 card, number 14 card, and number 5. So we've got 5 here. We've got the number 4 card. Um, nothing has gone wrong here. Everything is coming into alignment, but you do need to ask yourself in authenticity, what do I need to heal? What is it about this that I'm getting caught up in? What am I not seeing about this connection? What am I not seeing about the situation? What else do we need to know regarding the masculines? Towards the masculines, in regards to the divine, the King of Swords, yes, speaking up. The King of Swords really is about logic, intellect. I feel the divine feminines are coming into the physical sense of being logical, of being feeding the intellect in many, many ways. I'm seeing a lot of books here. Some of you might be picking up some studying. You might be investing in a new course or a new degree, but this is very much a stand in your own power, feminines. You may identify with the Queen of Swords, but you also harbor, include the King of Swords within you. So The Queen of Swords is about skill, communication, whereas the King is about logic and intellect. So you have the both of those within you, feminines. Which ones need to be called forth at which direct time? So what do we need to know about the near future regarding your connection with yourself and your connection with your masculine? So the connection with yourself, there is this internal struggle. So this is going to vary with everyone, but what I'm seeing is there is this internal struggle regarding what you've lost, regarding what you're grieving. I said earlier that we had the car 4, 14, 5, and obviously 1 and 4 is 5. So we already had 5, 5, but now on the table we do have the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Now, 5 of Wands is about this conflict, but this is the question was, what do you need to know about you and your divine? What about you moving forwards? And what I'm seeing is you're in conflict with yourself. You may be aggressive towards certain people, or you may have been aggressive towards yourself. Like you're in conflict with either your inner divine masculine and feminine, or even your outer divine masculine and feminine. Like, where is this anger coming from? And regarding the connection, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is about cycles, karma, destiny. Let's pull a little bit of an energetic card for the Five of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the Five of Wands is let go and wellness. Wow. I mean, let go, feminines. Let go of all the anger, let go of all the pain, let go of the struggle, and really take care of yourself and your wellness at this time. What is the energy around the Wheel of Fortune? The Wheel of Fortune is ending karmic cycles. It is this completion. It is this new beginning. It is this finding your empowerment and coming back to your own sense of self. I'm seeing a soul tree as the energy. Both of you are either looking at trees or you're photographing trees, or, you're sitting underneath a tree. What I'm seeing here is there is this soul recognition between the both of you, but there must be this distance. There is definitely this distance between the both of you. But also I'm seeing that this is a destined connection. The Wheel of Fortune does talk about karma, but it also talks about a destined connection. And after all of that shuffling, we've got the card of enlightenment. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the soul family. So, you have had this degree of challenge, this degree of expansion, because this connection has enabled you to be enlightened to your higher self, feminines, and vice versa. Your masculines are doing it in their own way, even if they may not be necessarily proving that to you, that they're into spirituality. It could mean they just want to be in nature, they want to go camping, or they want to do things that they enjoy, such as their hobbies, or things that pass time, things that really enable them to come back to their true selves, their true soul selves. And the Wheel of Fortune really is, again, there's this highlight of the two. So we're seeing 222 here. Find that balance, find that unity, find that communion within. And that is actually enhancing your connection, because you were always meant to be for with one another, because this pathway has led to further and further enlightenment. And because of that, it's destined that you need to be together to expand and evolve in this way. I'm going to leave the messages right there. That was a lot. If you stay to the end and you haven't already liked the video, please do like the video. Head over to divinesacredtarot.com for any readings that you want to book with me, or any memberships that you want to join. And I do free monthly newsletters. So if that is something that you want to sign up for the monthly newsletters, sign up at the bottom of the page of my website. And for those of you who want weekly newsletters, sign up to the membership. Sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.